I've been involved in orchestra like closing 20 over years. The only thing is, SBO is very much just an infant. It's like 2 years old, and I've been also been played in other orchestras also. Actually, it's very simple. It's not about specifically going to Mozart. It's just that why not we just have a concert with just one composer, and then so happen I myself also like a lot of Mozart's work. Okay, and yes, that's a basic idea. There's nothing special about why Mozart only. We can actually do some other composer also the same. Maybe next time we just do Beethoven, something like that.
Yeah. First thing is, Terence was managing it until a point where he has to go for his exams. So I have to take over, and I took over at a pretty last minute. So I got to be briefed about everything that needs to be done, and I got to handle everything from that point onwards. So it's quite a challenge because I wasn't there from the start. So I got to take it over from Terence. I got to be ahead of the topic, so I got to contact a lot of people and get a lot of information. So it's quite taxing with managing because I'm going to UK to study, right? So I got to manage my travel documents and all. So it's a bit taxing to multitask a lot of things at the same time.
Not a lot. Some people ask why the design of Chapter 5 is like that, and creating a theme for a concert is not really easy. You use abstract things, how you feel of the music, how does it represent. Like for Chapter 4, our conductor suddenly just said, we're going to play all 4 movements. And for my job as a designer, I had to listen to all the music first. I have a general feeling how it goes about, and overall kind of merge everything together. And that's why we have a theme like Final Frontiers. But for Chapter 5, it's all Mozart. It becomes something easy because everything is associated with Mozart. That is why we came up with that. Of course, before that we have a few nominations, like Mozart, Magnificent, something similar.
Because there are 3, they are from Malaysia, Malaysian-born pianists. As I know that 2 graduate from Moscow Conservatory, Russia. Yeah. The first pianist was it's already went over to Russia since she was quite young. I think 10 plus. She was there at like 10, closing to 20 years. I heard something like 10 over years. So The second one also the same, but later. Okay, I think he goes over around 18 years old, and then he fight to go into it. And then the third pianist studied in UCSI before he went over to US to further his music studies. So I don't personally know three of them. I only heard about them, and they came to our concert. They came to our concert, and during our first 3 chapters, they heard about our concert. They give some encouraging word, and I kind of know who they are, the kind of things, and find out a bit more of them. Said, why not you guys come together and do a concert? And we actually planned this 1 year ahead. Yeah, and so it just happened. Since 3, sekali goes lah. Just that kind of things. So we don't have to have one concert for you or for you. So why don't we just do a triple piano concerto? But the only thing is, Mozart music is simple in many things, like notation and playing. The most difficult part in playing Mozart is the clarity, the articulation, how you phrase out certain phrasing. The musical part of it is it's difficult for the youngs, because if we just cannot just play just like that. We play a lot of big work. Even for example, we play Star Wars in Chapter 4. It's quite easy. That kind of things, but because all loud sound, we don't really consider much. But in Mozart, every phrase treated differently.
So is there a lot of female percussion playing in the industry currently? Or in SPO?
In SPO, there's 3.
3. So there's 2 more?
In the industry.
So how did you started all this like music from the beginning?
I started with piano, and then there was an orchestra that needed more percussionists. So my piano teacher introduced me to this orchestra, and that's how I started the orchestra.
Basically, I'm teaching in Mr. Chan, the conductor's academy. So he let me know about SPO and get me to join to help out because at that point of time they are lacking of percussionists. So I was teaching drums at his academy, and then he just get me in.
The violins, they have to play very technical, very speedy, and very usually in the harmony of the songs. For cello, we are the bass. We give them solid beats so that they can follow. They don't get lost so easily. They will rely on us, and we will do our part. We do the easier part. So we provide the beat. In terms of challenges, we still have challenges. We still have to run, but not as much. Not as much as the violins or.
Actually, I would say to get the people come in together to play, I think this is the biggest challenge. Okay, a lot of things we are still very much on the surface. We don't talk about, wow, the music must be like that. So we are talking about how to get this whole organization comes into one. That is the biggest challenge because sometimes we don't have this. Some people really stay from chapter 1 all the way to chapter 5. You know, I can see a lot of people start growing up within this, in these 2 years plus, you know. So people actually just grow from in this orchestra and they're able to see it, and then they're able to pick up the work in the orchestra itself, you know, how they run the orchestra, how they manage the orchestra, and then how to bring musicians in and play as one. I think that's the most challenging part. In overall, I think Mozart music is like, they have a lot of things different in every different single work, you know, that kind of thing. But the thing is, I wouldn't say, oh, I prefer this, I prefer that. Even though, okay, let's listen to the concerto. They give me personally a different feeling compared to a symphony, because symphony is much bigger. I mean, we talk about this, something like that. Okay. I think the general public today, they, from what I see, they probably want to hear something nice to their ears. How many people would want to go to, you know, a concert where, you know, they have very deep work, you know, like Mahler, Richard Strauss. There are people go, But over the years, when this music is being repeated and played again, you know, people say, "Ayah, the symphony is way too long. It's over an hour plus." They will sit down there, just to not many people will do that. You know, some they will probably slept in the concert hall, something like that. So I think we will be reaching to that part soon. So that's why I think playing classical, the awareness of playing all this classical music is still very much important. We still instill of good doing that, rather than think about too much of how are we going to influence them. Is because our society, the culture, is just not there yet. So we are we work very hard to achieve the kind of thing. But I think nowadays it's picking up quite fast. A lot of also called this classical music is picking up quite fast also. I would say personally to rate them in their level and according to their progress and everything, I would give a maximum of 7. Yes. What I'm trying to do here is just to instill classical music as classical music while still playing the current music, some Broadway music, some film music, you know. And I think the most important thing is to have a pool of musicians in Malaysia. And I always say to everybody that Malaysia have a lot of talented musicians and they want to shine out, but they just don't have a platform. Maybe SPO will it's a good platform for them, you know. All this will take some years, you know, before we pull enough musicians. Okay, so people think that okay, maybe SPO is a good place so that they can play some concerto, you know, because there's a lot of pianists, okay, and so that's why in these few concerts we have a lot of piano concertos. Okay. You know, we are open. The only thing is we need support from the public for us to keep this thing going on, because at the end of the day, it's a very common problem we having all this financial issue. How to have, if you want to have a bigger concert and a bigger place and a better standards, we need money to sustain all this. Okay, we need we need to spend money on music scores, better instruments, and get people, maybe some good teachers to come in and teach them how to play in orchestra, rather than we just keep playing on our own. You know, that's why we need public support also. But the important thing is SPO is trying to pull musicians from all over in Malaysia first. We don't talk about all over the world. You know, we try to pull the musicians in Malaysia.
Ladies and gentlemen, and we would now like to present the conductor with a token of
very honest. Not everyone can appreciate Mozart, but I think we still pull off pretty well, considering that we only had 1.5 months of preparation.
You have to believe, and you have to hang in there. You know, you cannot just, you know, go halfway, and when people say something, then you collapse, and then you say, oh yeah, my uncle said this, my auntie said that. I think there is not much future in music, that kind of things. A lot of people having all this thing about music, especially in Malaysia. That is the general view. So no matter what you're doing, whether it's music, or arts, in accounting, or doctors, you know, you have to believe and you have to strive all the way, rather than just give up because that's no good, I cannot do it. I think you just have to believe.